Hey everyone, it's James and JC from Active, and today is a follow-on video from our previous wall mount design review. So to date, we've collected over 115 comments about the wall mount, and today we're going to check kind of the ones that have had the most feedback or thumbs up. The first thing is we had a lot of comments around the idea of kind of an auto-retracting hose reel and what different people thought about it.
Yeah, this sort of kicked off a bit of a debate in our room, and then as well in the comments. In the end, I think most people seem to agree that it was an unnecessary kind of complexity. I know on our end, if we were to look into that, we're providing this wall mount with a hose reel already.
Yeah.
But you bring your own hose, and if you've got a 50-foot or 100-foot or different weight of hose, that's going to require a lot of fine-tuning for this auto-retract mechanism. So right away that felt like we would be kind of hemming the user into it would only work well with this one specific hose.
Right, and I think it also adds a degree of complexity and potential mechanical failure to the product on a function that is not essential to the product.
Right.
Right, and I think that's a kind of a good way of saying, how do we decide whether we add these things or not?
Sure.
One of the themes we're always talking about is project creep, right? So could you add a retractable hose reel? Of course you could.
Sure.
Should we? Is it necessary? Are customers going to value it? Is it going to bring about other problems with the product? Is it going to reduce the reliability, add cost? These are all the considerations that we go into when we're thinking about the product. Just like April Vick said, you're going to add more resistance. You might pull it and it might come across your car with the gun attached. I think there's a whole host of usability issues that are associated with it. So I think we agree with most of the feedback is that it's not that necessary. On a related question was the prospect of having a hose reel guide.
Again, I think that's an interesting feature to have, but is it necessary? Most people, they can wind it up and guide it with their other hand. It certainly would add some bulk. It could lead to something getting jammed.
Now, if anybody has any additional feedback as it relates to hose reel guides, there's a bunch available on the market. If anybody has anything super compelling or a really important reason on why this should be included, please drop a line. We'd love to hear about it.
Yeah.
And consider that option as well. At the moment, based on our knowledge and what we've heard and seen and done our research, maybe it's not super essential, but again, love to hear from you guys and see if that's really the case. DI and bucket fill. So I think this one was a surprisingly big one. A lot of our users tend to keep their DI or CR spotless systems under their wall mount installation, so they wanted a way to be able to easily access it or even provide kind of a separate water tap to fill their buckets or fill their system. So I think in one of our original designs, we had the accessories dangling below, which would have made it hard for people to keep their kind of DI systems mounted where they were. The notion of providing an extra valve in case people wanted to fill water outside of their pressure washer, I think that's an interesting one. So we're going to look into that and see if there's a simple and low-cost way to enable people to kind of use the water separately from having to go back to the water tap or anything like that. So we'll look into that one. I think that's a great suggestion.
Yeah, I agree.
The last comment we wanted to talk about here was ways to attach the pressure washer. This one is, I think, a really big one for not only for us, but for the maintenance of the product. So a lot of the users here, including Unborn White Tiger, CPVQ9NG, all these people, they're looking for ways to quickly and easily attach their pressure washers to the unit. And a lot of them, correctly so, want to do it so they can take their pressure washer inside during the winter. One of the things that we don't really mention, although we should, is that ideally pressure washers should be stored inside the house if you live in a very cold climate. What happens on occasion, and this is to every pressure washer, not unique to ours, is that sometimes there can be water remaining in the system. No matter how much you try to run it or purge it or so forth, there's obviously still water remaining in the pump. Ideally, you would take your pressure washer, bring it inside the house somewhere over the winter if you live in a climate that is freezing, and that's going to prolong the life of your pressure washer.
Because there's this need for an ease of kind of quick on, quick off, that's just nice to set up anyways, even if you only need to do it once. But a kind of a quick release system where you're not messing around with a drill underneath it, or trying to get in there with a socket wrench or something. So yes, for our product, pretty easy, right? We've got the 2.3, the 2.0, with sort of 4 points that we can take to mount. Now, outside of our product line, how do we still provide some flexibility for having a mounting system to secure?
We have to incentivize people to use our products, right? So
yeah.
In any case, I think for sure, loud and clear, we have to provide some type of easy, quick solution for people to put on and take off their pressure washer from, I would say, both the wall mount and the future mobile cart as well.
Yeah.
So that's a great suggestion, and kudos to everyone to remind us about winterizing or taking your pressure washer indoors. Thanks for your feedback, everybody. As always, please comment below. Obviously, the comments that get the most feedback we'll pay even more attention to. And it's all valuable as we kind of march along and keep this product going. Please check out our latest video on our wall mount solution, where we go through comments that you guys have given us and give you our feedback on what comments we are considering and which ones we're rejecting and why. Don't forget to subscribe